Aha, it has worked. Haha. Hello, everyone. Let's see. Let's give it a second here and make sure we're all good. Okay. Can everybody hear me? I guess let me know in the chat if you can hear us. And I guess where you're watching from so we know who's here. All right, they can hear us. That's good. That's good. Can my crew and cast member hear me? Cool. Not getting thumbs down, so I guess that's good. Well, we'll just kick this off and get this started then. Thank you everybody for tuning in and watching our very first short film premiere on the VisionRey YouTube. Woohoo! We really appreciate you being here. And without you, we wouldn't have anyone to watch our films. So thanks for being here. We're going to be doing a Q&A now. So if you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the chat. And we'll try to revisit those towards the end. But just to kind of get things started, I'd like to introduce who we have with us today. If you all don't know me, my name is Allison, and I am the founder of VisionRey and the lead producer, I'll say. We also have with us today Michael, our director, and April, our writer. I actually don't know which side everybody's on because my screen's a little different. I guess I should go this way, maybe. I'm not sure. But and then we have our lead actor, Zach, with us. And yeah, we're just gonna go through some questions and have some fun here. So I'd like to start off with, first and foremost, I had a blast making this film. I think, if I remember correctly, this is actually the first 48-hour film I was able to be present on set with VisionRey, which was very exciting for me. In the past, we'd made some other films and I wasn't able to be there. Fun fact, we can dive into that a little bit later. I'd like to ask you guys real quick, what was your favorite part about the film? So we'll start with Michael, then go to April, and then go to Zach. What was your favorite part about the film?
I definitely think my favorite part of the film was the ending, when everybody got to let loose and pretend to be zombies. I think that was just a lot of fun. It was a really fun exercise for everyone to kind of put themselves in that headspace. I think everyone did a really good job. It brought some really fun energy to the set, as well as just in general. It was just fun. It was fun to watch. It was fun to do, and I think the actors had a lot of fun. Plus all the makeup that we got to do. As you saw, it was a lot of makeup. I think our special effects team did a really, really good job at all of the zombie VFX, and it was just on screen for like 10 seconds, but I think it was a glorious 10 seconds. And even just rewatching it just now as it was premiering, I was laughing as it was all happening. It was just a ton of fun. I definitely think that ending little bit was my favorite. The whole thing was fantastic. I love that. It's one of my favorite short films I've ever made. I think it was a ton of fun through and through, but that ending I think was just really spectacular.
I guess unlike Allison, wasn't able to be on the set because I was in Pennsylvania. So I suppose that I was happy that I was able to still do it. And yeah, just being able to take part in it, even though we were on other opposite ends of the country. Technology.
Personally, I would say the blood was the best part. Getting to have a tube stuck up my leg and then soaked in blood for the rest of the day was just a blast. But it was really fun.
I'm glad that's your answer because I feel like as producers, we never know how the actors are going to react to those things. I'm really glad you enjoyed it and weren't like miserable the whole day.
No, it was great. Great experience.
Yeah, that was actually really fun for me too. That was the first time I had worked on something where we had a special effect like that. So shout out to the team, especially Ambrose, as our special effects person, a lot of the times extraordinaire. So shout out to the team for making that happen and really selling it. Cause yeah, I think I remember watching it in theater for the first time. And when that part happened, you could audibly hear everybody in the audience go, oh. So it was a lot of fun to see that happen. And my favorite part, I think, was I also agree with the zombie part at the end. I think, Michael, when we were on set, you were just like, just be a zombie. We're just gonna keep filming and just like give us your best zombie impression. I don't know if you remember anything different, Zach, but I remember you all for like a good solid, like I want to say 3 or more minutes, just like like being zombies. And we were just like trying to film everything that we could. And at one point, I think Nick just has this like really long piece of drool that just comes out of his mouth. And I remember being very entertained that everybody was just really going for it all the way. So that was a lot of fun. A lot of laughter on that set, I'll say, which was great. Yeah, so I guess just to kind of backtrack and explain real quick, this film was made for a 48-hour film competition. So for those that don't know, basically the challenge is from, I'll say, like 7 p.m. on a Friday night to Sunday at 7 p.m. making an entire short film, which means writing it, filming it, post-production, everything that you saw was done in those 2 days, 48 hours. Not a lot of sleep is had usually by the creative team, which is always fun, but worth it. And so part of that and writing it is at 7 p.m. on the Friday night, you usually get assigned 3 things. You get assigned a genre, a character, a prop, I guess 4 things, and a line of dialogue. So April, I would love for you to kind of talk about how that process is for you. I personally think it would be very stressful to try to write something in a short amount of time. But lucky for us, April, you're awesome at it. And spoiler alert, April's been nominated and has won Best Writing at this competition before. Shout out to April. But yeah, I'd love to hear from you about your process and what that's like for you.
I guess that the thing that I think influences me the most is knowing what our location is and then knowing the genre options. I think it's like not like, I mean, of course there are those other pieces of the puzzle that have to be stuck in some fashion, but knowing like what it's gonna look like and knowing the genre that I am gonna have to make it fit, that's like, it's not too bad trying to organize around those things. I guess I knew that we were in that house, although I do think there was an option to film more stuff outside. But I was like, I think inside, I think this film fits that way. And I don't remember what the second genre was, but I do believe that the option for the horror genre was just like zombie. And I had can I say like where I guess the idea came from? Is that okay? Yeah, a while ago I had read like a meme that was like of a Reddit post, like the am I the a-hole? And it was like, am I the a-hole if I got bit by a zombie but I don't tell anybody about it? And I thought that was an interesting thing for like a writing prompt, and then was like, oh, I think that I could develop that into this. And when I'm writing, I write a lot of sketch, and sketch has like a format that's kind of easy to beat out quickly if you do it a lot. And so I think about sketch structure when I'm making 48s and try to adhere to that. And I think it makes it organized. It keeps it like somewhat brief and snappy and hopefully funny.
Yes, well, I would say mission accomplished, because also, spoiler alert, if you haven't been really following us for this film specifically, we did win 3rd place. And I think someone asked in the chat if it was for the summer one or the horror comedy. This film was for the horror comedy competition in, oh gosh, October, I guess around this time 2 years ago. So yeah, it was really fun. And yeah, I think we really killed it with the writing. I remember hearing lots of people laughing. And it was, I think for me, we had fun making it. And I think that really shows in the film, or at least I hope that it does. People have said that in the past anyway. So fun fact. So Michael, that being said, I would love for you to talk about your approach to directing when it comes to this film. Obviously, again, tight turnaround. Are you making shot lists? Are you more concerned about the acting or the visuals, or like what's going through your head as you're creating this film?
Especially with these shorter, tight turnarounds, I find that the most difficult thing to pull off and the most important thing is just cohesiveness between the shots and everything, and making sure that there's continuity and that it's all there. Because especially for the competition's parameters, something that they judge you on very heavily is completion. Even if it's not perfect, they want it to be complete. So if you're missing sound effects or VFX or whatever the thing is, you have a really hard time getting to the finals. Like there's lots of videos or lots of films that make it to the finals that aren't very good, but they're complete. And that's kind of the thing, is what can you do, or can you make a complete film in 48 hours? So when it comes to these 48-hour films specifically, something that I focus on really heavily is just that completion, and making sure that we get everything done early enough on set that we have enough time in post to finish everything. And the thing that I found that helps the most on set is kind of a loose shot list. I've tried to get a storyboard, but there's just not enough time. Maybe these days with AI, you could pull off a storyboard in the short time. But in the past, I've been able to get by with just a quick shot list that I'm able to share with everyone. And I think that's the key ingredient there, is the fact that I'm able to share that information and everybody's kind of able to get onto the same page on set. And I think that kind of really lubricates the system, and allows us to work a lot quicker as far as the something that you can do really quickly. Because usually, I get the script from April around 11 or midnight or even later, and then we're shooting at 6 or 7 in the morning. So I have to, in order to get as much sleep as I can the first night so that I'm fresh the next day, I have to get as much done in the shortest amount of time prep wise. So no storyboards and no elaborate shot lists or anything. It's usually just very generic and quick, a lot of copy and pasting. Efficiency is king on those quick turnaround sets. I think shot list is probably the thing that I focus the most on. And then while I'm on set, I just trust my team, because that's what it comes down to, is if I try to wear too many hats, or if anybody tries to wear too many hats that we're not supposed to, it slows things down. And I think Allison is really good at assembling just a killer team of very talented individuals who are able to work together, even if they've never worked together before. So every short film I've worked on with her and her team and our team has been just really, really efficient and well done, and I'm able to trust them. And again, I think that especially for these 48-hour films is what has allowed us to have a complete film every time and win a few of them. Yeah, that's my answer.
Oh, Michael's already disowning and saying your team, not our team. No.
I try. It's because I'm so bad at taking credit. It's because you built the team. I'm on the team. It's not my team. It's your team. I'm part of the team.
I'm just kidding. It's very nice of you to say. Yeah, I really enjoy doing that part of producing. I think it's really fun to talk to people and see what their interests are, and really give them those opportunities to try the thing that they're passionate about, or keep doing the thing that they're passionate about. And also very guilty of wearing all of the hats, and maybe too many, more than I should. So that's actually an interesting thing, because I saw someone put it in the chat as well, what are some of the challenges? And I think one of the things that we've learned over the years of doing short films in general is just, even though we can wear many hats, maybe taking some of those hats off and giving that trust to some other people, and just being that collaborative team, but also focused within, the hat that we're currently wearing. And I think that's really helped us a lot over the years as we've grown together as filmmakers. I want to turn the tables to Zach really quickly. Zach, what was your experience like? I know this was your first time working with us, and also, side note, Zach still continues to create with us, both as an actor and as oftentimes our AD on set. So take it away, Zach. I'll let you say your thoughts on this.
Yes. Remind me, what was the question exactly?
Just what was your process like? This is the first time you worked with us, so was it scary coming into a team of people that you've never worked with before, or what was that process like for you?
Yes, of course. The process was thrilling, honestly. I was brought on the morning of and just going on to set, open mindset, meeting these wonderful people and getting thrown the script. Well, not thrown, sent the script. I was in the shower, I remember. I was reading it as I'm trying to shower and get ready to go to set. And then I'm like, oh, damn, this is good. Um, get to set, and then we're put into a room with a bunch of actors, and we don't know each other, and so it was just fun to just unpack this person in the it was very limited amount of time, but then get the opportunity to collaborate and explore who is Walter, why am I doing what do I do, um, and just honestly living truthfully under the given imaginary circumstances of an apocalyptic world, and yeah, it was a fun experience.
Yeah, and thank you for doing that and just jumping in and going for it too, because I think, I've been an actor in the past. A lot of us on our team are also actors. And I think, for actors that are just starting out, sets can be intimidating, especially when you don't know people and you're just showing up and there's a lot of chaos going on a
Mhm,
set sometimes, especially, during 48 there can be. And
mhm,
so I think that's one just really good advice for actors is like to not be afraid to just jump in, right? And go for it, make a choice. Because I think if you don't do that, you are kind of only holding yourself back. And you might think, like for me, I used to think like, oh, I don't want to upset anybody. I'm trying to be perfect. I want to be what they want me to be. But I think one of the things that was so beautiful about Bite Me was you guys really did create those characters in the moment. Like we didn't have a lot of time to prep for this. Like you said, you were cast that morning, and we appreciate you just running over that morning and being in this film. And it wouldn't have been possible without you doing that and jumping in. So, thank you for that. I see Rory is asking in the chat if we can see your best zombie impression. So I'd like to start with Zach since I think he has the most experience.
Um, a reference that it's funny because when we were doing the interview, you asked me what my favorite zombie flick was, and I was put on the spot. I was like, zombie flick, Thriller. It's not a movie, but the Thriller music video and just those dance moves, and the way that Michael Jackson just moves. It's just a vibe. But to answer your question about my best zombie impression would just drop your eyes, and lighting kind of works here too, and just
Wow, a zombie impression. No, it's great. It's great. Real quick, I know I'm too like embarrassed to do a zombie thing. Unless April, anybody else want to do a zombie impression? Michael, April, anybody else?
I think Zach did one that we can't top, so I mean, you know, sorry, but
Uh,
it's not fair.
nice. I guess I would like to hear one more thing from you guys. Is there anything on that set that happened or anything that you think the audience might not know from just watching the film that you find interesting? Secrets. Mwahaha. April looks like she has a thought, but I'm not sure.
I mean, there are things that like the script was sort of like going this way and then it changed, but you told us we're not supposed to talk about stuff that's like inappropriate, so I won't talk about it. But yeah, I guess that's all. You could just know that the script was going different directions, and then it didn't. It went the way you saw it. So hopefully, you like what you saw. I don't
Um, people are really shouting you out in the chat now. They really want to see Pale Blue Dot Pictures is here wanting to see April's zombie impression. Um, let's see.
That's
Yeah,
nice. I'm also seeing we didn't get Allison's, and I'm also seeing we didn't get Michael's, so that's
Go for it.
interesting.
Go for it. Yes, yes. Beautiful, beautiful.
now's the time to screenshot everybody. Well, on that note, does anybody have any other questions? I'll probably get this wrapped up in a little bit. I see one more here from Bindi. How do you choose your locations to shoot the films? That is a great question. So it depends. Every year is different. Every budget is different. And for this film, we have pre-production meetings where we kind of talk about all of this stuff. And Zach and Faye are some of our cast members in this film. And we were talking, and they were like, "Well, hey, why don't you guys just come, film at our house?" And I was like, "Wait, really?" And they were like, "Yeah, you guys can come over. We could get some food, all this stuff." And so that's what we ended up doing. And they were very kind in opening up their home to us. If you've not been on a film set or opened your home to a film set before, it can be a lot, I think. Suddenly there's 20 to 30 strangers, at least for us on our team, rushing in at a certain time in the morning with all this gear. And during the day, I feel like your house is not recognizable because there's so many people and so many things kind of running around everywhere. But one thing about Team VisionRey is we always leave a location better than we found it. And we really appreciate people opening up not only their homes, but maybe their businesses, or we do rent places occasionally. And so the film wouldn't be what it is without that either. So big shout out and thank you to all of our supporters, which actually kind of leads me into the next thing with, we wouldn't be here today if it weren't for everyone supporting us on Instagram, on YouTube, and all of the social media, all of our events that we have, all of our showcases. And so I really just want to say a heartfelt thank you to everybody who's tuned in tonight, but also continues to tune in, whether it be, whatever platform you choose. Currently, we are, as you can tell, launching our YouTube channel and really trying to build our audience there. So please feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure to hit that little notification bell so you hear when we're posting new videos. And the more you can come join us for these conversations, the more we'll be able to do in the future, hopefully with bigger and better budgets. We do have some features in the works. And I believe the next film we're going to try to debut, although it's not confirmed, so don't hold me to it, is our Idle Hands film, which was the film that won first place last year. It actually qualified us to compete in the Yes We Can competition, which, for those that don't know, is the best of the best competing in the 48-hour film competition. In order to qualify for that competition, you have to place in the top 3 in your city. So because we placed first, we are qualified to compete in the Yes We Can competition. And if you would like to support us in that, feel free to reach out to us, and we can share some ideas on how we could use your support. But beyond that, I think we are pretty good to go. I want to wish everybody a happy Halloween. Be safe, and we'll see you next time. Yeah, thanks for coming. Bye, everybody.